Hey, to be serious, interesting video. When I first saw that, I saw the title, I clicked on it, I saw you had linked to me. I thought maybe you were linking to an old video of mine because I think I made a video on this once, but I'm not sure. But I have thought about it a lot. I think there's various reasons. I mean, the basic idea is that the universe is 15 billion years old, and in that time, if life was common, why wouldn't one of the other civilizations be advanced enough that it would have made itself evident to us? So one reason it might not is it might choose not to make itself evident to us, and that's kind of what you went into. Another reason is, perhaps every sufficiently advanced civilization destroys itself, or perhaps, uh, uh, or perhaps it's just not quite common enough, or something like this. But I think one of the most interesting reasons could be, and is something that's interesting because it sort of reclaims a special place for humans. We've thought we were at the center of everything all the time for so long, and we just keep learning we're not at the center of anything. But here's something where we get to be kind of special again. And the basics is this, okay, the universe, yes, it's 15 billion years old, but all the heavy elements, the gold, the carbon, everything, that all has to be created in stars where there's fusion, because the first universe started out as just hydrogen, so it was just hydrogen collapsing, making hydrogen stars, which would not form, obviously planets like ours, where there's all these heavy metals, heavy elements. If you had planets, they would just be gas giants. Now these stars would be supermassive, probably 300 to 1,000 solar masses, and they would be very hot and compact stars, and they would not live as long as our star. They would probably just live, millions of years. Okay. So, those stars didn't start forming till after a billion years. Then they started to formed heavier elements. So a star that could support life couldn't have been one of these early stars because the materials weren't there. Then, as these materials were created, okay, well, let's say that an Earth-like planet was created early on. Now, I would say probably even after the first generations of stars, things wouldn't be ready to create a solar system like ours. But even if they were, we're starting to talk about some major times here. We're 5 billion years old. The universe is only 15 billion years old. So, even if by 5 billion years you started to have the formation of an Earth-like planet, then it wouldn't be that far ahead of us, right? It would have taken 5 billion years to get to where we are now, and then so 5 billion years ago they would have been having life like humans. And that's a pretty close call. I mean, so if instead, you play around with the numbers a little bit, it's easy to imagine that these first generations of stars, could have bubbled and been forming these heavier elements for several cycles in this early, hot, unfriendly universe. We would, we could easily see these early stars, several generations of them, taking us till 5 billion, 10 billion years where systems like ours form. In other words, the universe is young. And we really could be one of the first. I mean, to say that we would be the first is a different thing. But to say that we're one of the first life forms to form is not that far-fetched, because there just hasn't been that much time in the universe so far for stars like ours to form. So we could easily be in a situation where life is common, but most of the civilizations are within 100,000 years or so of us, making it quite possible that they wouldn't have made themselves so omnipresent that anywhere you look in our galaxy you see evidence of them. So those are kind of the various reasons, and I kind of tend to like this idea that turns out we're very early in the universe, and so possibly we're the civilization that's going to have to grow so smart and put these outposts for other civilizations that are forming, 5 or 10 billion years from now. Anyway, interesting video, and thanks. Bye.